in my neighborhood. I'm able. When is Brush Creek, going to open? When is, I feel like I am the information hub of the county. Which is good.
That's part
somebody
of
has to, be
that's
there.
part of being in the public eye as somebody in politics. Sandie Egley is my guest. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. This is being live streamed if you want to watch this in addition, or you can just listen to it how you're listening to it. What's the best part of being a treasurer?
The people,
and don't give me
people that I work with.
Okay.
My staff, and one of them, Bob Bergman. So we have a famous guy in the
office. Does Bergman work for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I got stories. I got stories.
We could share then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have a first deputy, CB Netherland. He's awesome. He runs that office so well, and we work really well together. And my new hire, my second deputy, is Pam Hopp. She's catching on, and she's just trailblazing with different things that I didn't do so well. Kind of like the policies and procedures. She can write them really, really well, where she goes into detail. So when I leave, I can leave the policy and procedure.
When you leave?
Yeah.
If you leave?
If I leave.
Okay.
Well, and that's up to the voters, so it's not really me.
How important is that in working to help serve people? You just demonstrated something that I think is very rare. You said this new person, Pam, she does something better than you. How important is that to be an effective leader, to recognize there are people that do this better than me, let them do it?
You have to pack your staff with things that you don't have the quality of doing. That's what makes it so great. I mean, I have people that are really good under pressure. I have somebody that is really good at spreadsheets. Somebody's really good at marketing. I mean, there's a variety of different people and qualities that they all have that bring us something to the table that's outstanding. And you have to mentor that and kind of, let them grow with that.
Where did you learn that?
I think at my time at Michael Baker. Yeah. I think that Mr. Shaw, who really founded Baker, or carried it through many, many years, he really stressed participating in community development, volunteerism, doing your part, and then also the management style that he had, that he invested in his people like I've never seen before. So I think that the many times that him and I had talks were so valuable to me.
How difficult is that for people to overcome their ego, and how difficult is that for people to overcome their fear of somebody else failing?
Well, in politics, egos are, oh my gosh. Would we even have to
I just poked you with the stick, didn't I?
Right,
all right.
Really. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
let me shift the question straight to your bugaboo then. How do you control the ego in politics? Because you do need one to be able to stand up there and say, I'm going to do a better job than the other person. That has to be there. How do you balance that with ego? Isn't often thought of as a good service industry.
Right. Well, I'm not sure that there's a right answer or a wrong answer to that. I think that it's personally somebody who runs for office, you would like to think that they're in there to make the county better and to leave it better than they found it. When I was looking at, should I run for commissioner again or should I do something else? And when Connie, the previous treasurer, announced that she was going to retire, I knew that there were things in the office that I would want to change. And so I was driven to do that. So
you weren't driven by, I want to get the gig. You were driven by, there's stuff in here that I think can be done better for the community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't the income, because actually I took a pay cut from that even. So, but I think that what's where I find things, and I don't work at a government pace, and that really aggravates me. How government
define
pace.
Now back up.
So
define government pace.
If you want to pay
You-
a bill.
It's a
going to
government
take-
official applying government pace. Explain it. Make me understand.
I would like to, if you do a service, I would like to pay you right now.
Okay?
Move on. Let's do something else. It takes a month. We're going to file this. We're going to send it to the next check run, and everybody has to sign it. Then it gets back to the, and then it mailed. It's just.
Is that
there's a
because
lot
of
of
governance,
steps.
or is
There's-
that because of ambivalence?
No, I think it's governance. I think that, and it may be unfair, but to say that, because there are policies and procedures in place that you have to have different offices involved in something when you're making a payment.
Right.
One office just can't be having the checkbook for $230 million. So it's not going to happen that way.
Right.
So
Checks
it
and
does take-
balances.
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Has that gotten better since you've gotten into government?
I think it has.
Because what you're talking about, Sandie,
Mm-hmm.
is telling everybody else that's done these types of jobs before you,
Mhm.
there's a better way to do it. Let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that can lead to button heads.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it absolutely.
Has it?
Yeah, it has.
Don't give me any
Yeah.
specifics, but what was the topic of the latest headbutting?
I
Not
can't
going to
think
tell
of-
me?
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head of headbutting.
And you want to stay in this?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
You
Because
s-
I have some things that I want to still do here.
What? Like what?
Well, I set my goals at the beginning of my 4-year term here with Treasurer, and I've gotten 75% of them done. So I have some things that I still need to, that are my priorities.
What? Give me one priority that you set at the beginning of your term that is yet to be accomplished. Something out of that 25 unfinished percent.
I wanted to get more of the services that happen in the treasurer's office online and streamlined so that people can conduct business from their living room. Paying taxes online, getting a dog license online, instead of this mailing back and forth. And I think that, COVID changed a lot of how we act as people in business. We have meetings online now.
You think there are people that would have argued with you before, but after COVID, look at it and go, you know what? I guess it's sort of, this internet, I guess, isn't going away.
I would have done it anyways, though. I think that,
that's the necessary ego. I'm doing this.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess. You're right.
What's the pushback against adopting that technology? Is it money or is it?
It does cost. It does cost. You have to rewrite the tax system so that it can take the payment and process it and put it to the right parcel for the right amount and get it to the bank. I mean, there were a lot of things that needed updating. We got a new mailing system, stuffer, folder, sealer upper. So we got that. And
Now, is that the real name of the
Yes.
machine? The
Yes.
stuffer, folder, sealer, upper.
Yeah. Pitney Bowes. Look it up.
I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you the model number. So
I'm just curious, ballpark figure. What does a folder, stuffer, picker, upper thing, what does that cost? Because I paid for it.
that's right.
Yeah.
24 grand.
24 grand.
24 grand.
Does it have air conditioning?
No.
Power steering?
No.
All right.
No. But it does get 100,000 tax parcel letters out the door and 16,000 dog licenses. So in a matter of days, where it would
24,000.
take a month. It's the old one was jamming and it just paper was flying and
It's the cost of doing business.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a lifespan on things like that, and with technology, it just makes sense to make sure that you have a rotation of in with the bad and in with the new. That's kind of you trade in your iPhone every so often, don't you?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
No,
You still
I'm
on the
not.
flip
No,
phone?
no. I've got an iPhone because I
Okay.
was forced
Okay.
by society, but no, I'm not one of those people. Are you one of those people? The new iPhone's out. I got to get the new iPhone.
Yeah.
Are you? Why?
Because I use my phone as part of my everyday life.
But well, we all do, Sandy. But
Wow.
what's wrong with the phone? They just came out with an iPhone 14, correct?
Yeah.
What's the phone that's probably right next to you? What is that? What model is that?
It's the 14.
You already got it.
Yeah.
$1,000.
I don't think
No, I
it's
know
that.
how much they were. They
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
What was wrong with what did you have before?
My battery life was draining too quickly.
What did you have?
I think they press a button and
It's-
they say, the new iPhone's out. You're not going to have battery anymore.
It's built-in obsolescence. It's been done for years
Well,
with technology.
let me tell you about.
Okay.
Let me tell you about my tax bill. So
Your tax bill.
the tax bills that are going out. So
No, hang
on
on.
the-
No, hang on. I want to get news out because I don't want to give this short shrift.
okay,
Okay.
thanks.
You really got a new phone already?
Yeah.
That's where my tax
Yeah.
dollars are going. Sandie Egley is my guest. She is the treasurer for Beaver County. The tax bill we will talk about absolutely in full detail after news on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County High School.
I wanted to make sure because I knew I was going to have to stop in about a minute and a half.
Okay.
I didn't want to
Yeah,
stop.
that's cool. We're good.
I love it. I love talking to you because I can be an idiot and just say goofy crap, and you know.
And I reel you back in.
And you do two things. One, you can respond to the goofy crap. Two, you also recognize. All right.
I gotta get this shit out.
That's it. That's
I came in
exactly.
for a purpose.
This guy's a freaking idiot. Shut up. By the time it gets to Friday, it is literally fill up the space. By the time Friday comes, I am so sick of arguing and listening to people scream and yell about politics. And
Yeah, you know what? I think
Friday
that
should be a little
you're
goofy.
Right. Yeah, it gets difficult.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your
Hey,
radio.
QAnon
Tune in Beaver
says
County
that
Radio.
tomorrow,
Watch the best of Beaver County
because of
live on
electromagnets,
Facebook video this and every Thursday.
Donald Trump is going to become president again, and their proof is 2 different episodes of The Simpsons predicted it.
Well, you know, there's that parallel between The Simpsons and a lot of things that are happening. They predicted the Queen. You know, it's a little creepy.
Well, it's creepy, but do you know anything about the writers of The Simpsons?
No. They're creepy?
No,
What?
no. They're all extremely smart people. Conan O'Brien wrote for him for a couple of years and said, I wasn't smart enough to be in that room.
Really?
As far as like really incredibly bright, curious, educated, futuristic thinking people. I mean, you're dealing with animators anyway, so you're already dealing with goofy people.
Yeah.
But yes, oh God, let me find something. Yeah, the average IQ in the writer's room for The Simpsons is way higher than the average writer's room IQ. Get there, good. Boom. Of this place, by the way. And a lot of cartoons are that way. That's why I watch cartoons more than anything else for the writing, because the writing, there are no limitations. Are you familiar with Rick and Morty?
I absolutely hate that.
My
husband loves that. You know
Once
what?
you figure out, okay, it's okay to really hate these
I
characters.
hate it.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I hate it.
Yeah, once it's okay to hate
This is why him
them.
and I get along.
Yeah.
This is why you and I get along. You're the same mold. Like, I
A misanthrope that watches cartoons.
I can't spend time listening to that crap. He thinks it's hysterical, and it gives him a time to
Extremely well
make,
written.
Yeah, that's what he says. I can't. No, I just
No, silly goofy.
Yeah.
I got no use for silly goofy. Clever. I don't care how dark it is. If it's clever, and Rick and Morty, yes, it's dark.
Yeah, it is.
South Park. Once you get past the fact that these fourth grade kids are
Kinda
just
like I
little
am.
idiots and
Yep.
actually big picture and watch what they're saying, it's like,
Now, this guy at our front desk at the courthouse, his name's Tim. So I do it Timmy every time I walk. Every time I walk.
one of the great lines of all time when Timmy and Jimmy get into a fight, the Cartman line, cripple fight!
That's right.
Yeah, once you get past the grossness of it, it's like, holy shit, this is
And
brilliant.
Yeah, the offensiveness of it.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
but I
it
can't.
is lowbrow. Cartman is, and they described him. They said Cartman is the black heart that exists in all of us a little bit. That's what he is. He's supposed to be evil. Squeak gun hang.
All right, I'm gonna go through a lot of this stuff.
I'm not saying shit. I'm saying
Alright.
it's Sandie Egley with the latest.
All right.
If I had my way, I'd turn the camera off of me. I hate that shit anyway.
I can't see anything. Am I on?
Yes.
Well, how come I can't see?
Is the monitor turned off?
I don't know.
We are expecting sunny skies today. High's gonna be
Maybe broken. It may be why it's over there. Yes, you are on. I've got you on over here.
And now I'm like working here now. I'm turning stuff on.
Dude, I'll split. I gotta tournament tomorrow. Give me time to go practice one more time. You go till noon. My ex-wife works in that building.
Which one?
The one that got hit by a truck in Midland.
Oh.
The PA cyber offices.
No, I'm
She
still
texted me.
on.
She texted me yesterday while I was on the air, and that doesn't happen. I thought something was wrong, and there was nothing wrong. It was just a text about. I mean, remember? I go, why are you texting me now? She's like, oh, I'm working from home. So why? She said she woke up yesterday morning and had like 45 texts and emails on her phone. Freaked out, thought it was our daughter got into some shit.
Yeah.
And it was all the people that worked for her saying, what's going on? And, oh, we're working from home until it gets inspected. All right, what are we talking about? This is a tax bill? This is a tax, what is this?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the changes to the tax bill that's making it easier for people to,
Have they gone into effect?
the new tax bill goes out in, at the end of December. I try and let it go after Christmas because I just don't have the heart to
No, man,
do it.
that's cold.
Christmas, I know.
Yeah.
So,
It's like, Merry Christmas,
yeah,
gimme.
boom. Yeah, no.
I think
So-
this is,
And then I want to go through hunting. I want to go through dogs. I want to talk about the Pooch Parade. I want to talk about Hunters of the Harvest. I mean, I got a lot of stuff.
so start talking.
Right now?
No.
Well, wait. I can't tell you it. It won't be a surprise. Then it won't be authentic. You're like, wow, look at you. Okay.
Who said what? How did we go to authentic? You lost me.
If I tell you it right now.
Oh, you're
then
talking about you
won't
lose the
be-
reaction.
Yeah.
It's like not telling the cast that Henry Blake was getting killed
Right.
until Radar went in the room.
Right. Exactly.
Legitimate reaction. Here's the problem with that. I haven't had a legitimate reaction in years.
Well, I'm gonna try and wow you.
You go, girl. We had a former president say out loud he thinks you can declassify documents by thinking it. There's really no rules anymore.
It's way out of control. Wait.
It's the interesting part, and I think Joe Biden's a bonehead too, but just the lunacy of what's going on with the special master. It took the special master 2 days to say, hey, what the fuck you guys doing? Yeah, these are basically the introductory questions and shit I'm asking you to do, and this is a problem?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said. It's like, you guys won't say whether or not these are declassified, whether or not I should give them to the DOJ. Since you won't say it, here you go. It's like, okay, man. Taxes. Okay. All right, I got the comeback.
I don't think I made the wall. I didn't make the wall. Why am I not on the wall? Jeez. Come in here all the time.
I don't know. your attitude.
See, that's how.
Maybe.
That's why
You know, I don't want to be telling tales out of school or nothing, but shit. Pine Ridge. Okay. Maybe. I'm not a clinical psychologist.
Chilly for the first full day of fall with a high
All right.
of 64 degrees. Beautiful night for high school football
All right,
tonight.
all
You
right,
better take
I
that
got it.
jacket along. It's gonna be partly cloudy. We get down to 44 degrees overnight tonight.
Jeez,
Then
he
tomorrow,
takes a
mostly
long
sunny,
time.
rebound
I'm sorry?
to
He
69
takes a long
degrees.
time.
Rain showers back in
5
the
minutes.
forecast on
Oh, what
News,
is it?
news and weather, and it's
high of
5 minutes.
70 degrees. And then Monday,
And it will vary a little bit. It will vary.
That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver
There he
County
goes.
Radio News.
Yeah.
95.7
It will be.
99.3 FM, 1230 WBBB, 1460 WMB.
Oh, come the
Beaver
fuck
County
on.
Radio.com, all presented by St. Barnabas.
It may be 4:55, maybe 5:15, 5:20.
Talk
But
about what's
5
happening
minutes.
in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum, 724-843.
And here we go, and turn the cameras back on. So quit with the obscene gestures.
Teleforum with
Eddie Crow.
It is, and I'm having a wonderful conversation. We got to have grown-up talk now, though. Sandie Egley is my guest. She is the treasurer for Beaver County, and you came in very specifically to talk about stuff because there's new tax. Tax rules are going in place, and they're changing a tax bill. You got a whole list of stuff that I'm going to ask you questions
I do.
because
So on the back of your tax bill
Yeah.
this year, you're going to see a QR code. Are you familiar with a QR code?
yes, I'm
So-
familiar with the QR
Okay,
code.
then take your iPhone 14
Yeah, that was
and-
just an
and
excuse
it will
to.
take you right to
Mhm.
pay online. So
Okay.
if you want to pay online, I have also incorporated a new credit card system where it's a reduced rate. We used to have 2.65. It's down to 2.19.
What do you mean?
But
If you pay online, you pay
That's
less?
the charge. That's the charge that the
I gotcha.
third-party credit card company charges.
Okay.
So I shopped around and try to get the best rate, and I'm down to 2.19, 1.79 for debit. But if you pay by e-check, which means you put your routing number and bank account number in,
Okay.
20 cents.
Just straight
It's
20 cents instead of
20
the
cents.
percentage.
Yeah, cheaper than a stamp. So that's huge.
It's a lot
Right.
cheaper than a stamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can pay your taxes now online for cheaper than writing a check to me and sending it in the mail.
How would people learn? Is there a tutorial on a website somewhere? Because
You know what?
they're going to be. I know what a QR
Right.
question. I know what
Okay.
that is. Some people might not.
Because of Applebee's.
Yeah.
They that's all you know.
Maybe.
That's the truth,
What?
right?
Yeah. Explain
So-
because there might be somebody say, "Man,
So
instead of I want to save money. How do I do that?"
it's that little square that has a little jumble black.
It looks like a
Like
black
puzzle-
square that
puzzle.
somebody almost completely
Yeah,
colored in.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's a code that takes you right to a program.
Okay.
So and when you get to that screen, you can enter your bank account numbers, the routing number, name of the bank, and it'll only allow you to pay what is due on the check. So you can't pay $100. You have to pay the amount that's there.
The
that's
amount
due.
is what the QR and the okay. Well, I
So-
guess that makes sense. Who's
Yeah.
going to want to? Nobody's going to want to pay more. But if you
Right.
want to pay less or put it on payments, the QR system's not going to work.
No,
Okay.
we don't take partial payments. It's payment in full.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
All right.
So, but so we changed all that, and that's going to be new this year.
What are the deadlines, and when is all this going to have to get sorted out by people like me?
So I send out the tax bill after Christmas, between Christmas and the New Year.
It's nice of you to wait till after Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't have the heart to do that, to send it out before Christmas. I mean, family, kids, I just can't. So you get it before the New Year.
Okay.
And then the first 3 months, you're going to get 2% discount. And then the next 3 months, you're going to pay the face value. And then anything after that, you're going to be paying 10% penalty.
Okay, so
So-
you can save 2% if you get on it right
Mhm.
after Christmas, and
Right.
if you lollygag all the way, it's going to cost you more.
Yes.
All right. It's how many people do that percentage
The
wise?
majority of the people
Are they late
pay
on
on the
time?
discount, in the discount period.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah,
if I got to pay it either way, I pay it earlier and pay it
Right.
less.
right. Well,
Huh?
I mean, there are people that wait until the end, till December 31st. And that's fine too.
Do you ever
I mean-
get a phone call on December 31st? Hey, I meant to, but I can't. What can you do?
Yes, there's nothing that I can do.
At that point,
No.
it's out of your hands, isn't it?
Yes, it's a deadline. It's a tax deadline.
It's a deadline.
There's not like a buffer there. It is a deadline.
I can't just say, well, I thought about a deadline in my head, therefore there's a deadline.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
sorry,
No, you're not.
no,
No,
I'm
I
not.
know you're not.
It's the rules, and I follow the rules.
Sandie Egley, rule follower and Beaver County treasurer, is my guest. You've got way more to talk about than that. I know you've got the doggy parade and licenses, but keep going. I want to make sure everybody, because this is all important information if you live in Beaver County.
Right. So hunting licenses.
Okay.
We're going to come up on doe licenses. So we're selling doe license. You can only get them in the treasurer's office.
Really?
Yes.
I had no
You
idea.
get your hunting license first, and then you can get a doe license. Doe license, we've sold about 13,000 doe licenses so far.
13,000.
13,000.
Okay.
In the first week, each person in my office each day put in 500 doe licenses in one day, each person. And I have 7 at a window. That's crazy
Okay,
numbers.
so Bambi needs to stay hid this winter is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Well, how do they do? Are they
Yeah.
doing that online? Because how do you
No,
process?
no, doe licenses are not online. So doe licenses are fair in the way of it's a lottery system. So you have to mail something in. You have to mail your doe license in.
Okay.
And then we take the mail as it comes in and enter it. That's the lottery system is how they look at it. The state looks at it.
Okay.
And that's a service that is through the Pennsylvania state. It's not a county thing. So that's pass through for me.
You're
But I
just you're
service it.
facilitating
Yes.
that, but you really have nothing to do
The
with
same
that.
with dog licenses.
Okay.
Small games of chance. They're not county services. They're state.
Small games of chance.
Bingo. Chinese auctions.
Okay, I didn't realize
Night
those
at
had
the
to be
races.
registered.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. You can't.
I
have
can't just have a
no,
casino night in my basement.
No, you can't. No.
You see, this is
You're
why I don't.
learning. See, here. Learn something
All
new
right.
every time I
All
come
right,
in.
keep me learning. I gotta hang on. I gotta
So-
text somebody to cancel. I
So-
reserved a roulette wheel for my basement this weekend. Never mind. Go ahead.
So the state divides the state up into WMUs, and they're wildlife management units. So
Okay.
in our county, there's 3 units. There's a 1A, 2B, and a 2A. So they divide that up as far as how many deer are in that wildlife unit
In that space.
in that space.
Okay.
And when that number sells out, that's all there is. So it's a race to get your WMU that your camp is in or where you want to hunt. So right now, the only WMU is 2B and 2A, which is the mid of Beaver County and the southern part of Beaver County. So 1A, which is more into Lawrence County, the northern part, that's sold out.
Let me ask
1A.
you. I want to ask you a question. You're a deeply organized person. Are we
I
making
am.
this too difficult?
No.
When you're talking about 1A and 2B and these deer are
The
going to be. and-
people who hunt know what I'm talking about.
okay.
They're very familiar with this terminology. So that's
Well, that doesn't mean that we haven't made it too difficult. That just means it's been too difficult long enough. They've learned the system.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yes, it does work.
Okay.
It does work. Yeah. So dog licenses,
Mhm.
we've sold almost 15,000 dog licenses this year. Collected about $110,000.
Where does that money go?
It goes to the state, and they use that for humane officers. So if your dog bites somebody and there's a situation, they investigate that.
It goes
and
back.
they also do the inspections of all of the kennels,
Okay.
make sure that they're taking care of the animals that are there, making sure that there's not more dogs than they say that there is. And it also pays for the warden that goes out and makes sure that people are buying their license for their dog.
So it stays within the subset or the
Yes.
system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they also help the humane societies.
Okay. Dog
that.
license is
Mhm.
15,000, and if you don't get one and you get caught
You can
without one, it's way more than what it would cost.
$300.
Is that the penalty?
That is the penalty.
How much is a dog license?
Between $450 and $650.
$4.50
Yes.
and $6.50.
And you can buy it online, so there's really no excuse.
Is that growing? People taking advantage of the online?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I think it's been bumped probably so far 2,500 people have
Okay.
more that have done it. We get probably in 1 month probably 2,000 people buying it online.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a concern because you know this and I know this, the average age in Beaver County is a little bit higher than what you would think of using QR codes and maybe necessarily going online. Has that been an issue, or it's not slowed down people at all?
We have a really good mix
Okay.
of, it's kind of right down the middle. A lot of the younger people do online.
Mhm.
Some people, I want you to mail me my renewal. I'll fill it out and I'll mail it back to you. Then you mail me my dog license. So it's a bunch of people do that, and that's cool. But there are a lot of people that go online, boom, there it is, and they get the license in the mail in 3 days.
Maybe it's a tactile experience to know that they sent the check in. It requires them to actually physically write a check.
Right.
That's how they process it.
Right.
All right. You had a big list. I know you got more to talk about.
I do.
School people up.
Okay. Let's go back to hunting because I forgot to mention hunters sharing the harvest. Hunters sharing the harvest. You can go hunting and donate your deer to put it at the food bank.
Like a proxy hunt, but it goes
Yes.
to an organization.
Yes,
Okay.
helping to feed the hungry at no cost to you, other than your deer license.
The tag, the
Yes,
license, right?
Yes, and now you can get up to 6 tags at the same time. So you can, once you get a deer, you can go back and get another license. So you can hunt and get a deer and donate it, take it to a processor who does that.
That's my next question.
And then they send it to the food bank.
So it literally costs you nothing because
Nothing.
you're not even going to get
That's
charged
right.
for the processing.
And last year, all 67 counties participated in this program.
Mm-hmm.
They donated, they helped 5,000 people for the food banks. One deer feeds 200 servings.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
thought I would mention that.
That is a very, now, do you sign up for that program or do you just show up at
You
the
show up at
processors?
the
Here's my deer.
processor.
That's all?
Mhm.
It's like,
That's all you have to do.
I don't want this back. I want
Mhm.
this to go. It's called Hunters for the Harvest.
Mm-hmm. And you can find it online by Hunters of Harvest.
That is a really good
I
idea.
know. And nobody has ever talked about it. So it's like, and if you follow my Facebook page, I try and put the did you know
Mhm.
kind of a thing, because a lot of people don't know the different services of government. And if you don't share it, it remains a secret. Just like yesterday, I shared about the tax rebate. So seniors 65 or older can pull down an application from the Department of Revenue and get a tax rebate on that you can apply to your taxes. So you pay your taxes, say it's $500. You get the receipt, you mail it to the Department of Revenue, they'll send you a check back.
And nobody knows about it.
No. Not many. There are a lot of seniors that participate, but there should be a lot more. And so if you
Well,
own your
every
home,
senior,
you should do that. You should be doing that.
that's literally free money, and all that's required is for somebody to let you know about what the
Right.
program is.
Yeah, there are guidelines. So there are income guidelines that you have to meet. So it really helps the most needy. And I believe if you own your home and you're 65 and you make less than $30,000, which that's not very,
No, it's not. No.
So yeah, I believe that they get a check for $250 as a rebate.
Okay, if you're making less than 30,000, and I know this because of my life, if you're making less than $30,000 in a year, a check for $250, it's
that's
Christmas.
between
Yeah,
eating and not eating.
It's groceries for a week that you
Right,
probably
right.
weren't going to have.
And it also applies to renters.
Does it really?
Renters, yes.
Huh.
So, and I say that because
Because you're well-rounded and have all the information and want to share with everyone.
yes,
All right. Can I ask you a question
Sure.
as the person that deals with taxes?
Yeah.
How often do people complain to you about the estate tax?
I have not been asked that.
No.
No.
It seems incredibly ghoulish that somebody dies and the state says, hey, before you bury
Yeah.
him, we need some of that money.
Yeah.
That's not something that comes up.
No.
Okay. What do
Um,
they ask you about?
Can I know it's past the discount. Can I still get the discount?
If
If you know me, you know
no,
my answer.
That ain't. If you're shooting yourself your own argument in the foot by saying, I know what
No.
I'm about to
I
ask you
never
is wrong.
received my bill. I didn't get it. Oh,
Well,
well.
good
No,
luck.
sorry,
We've
that's
got
not
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even if you don't get it, you have to pay it. It's just
God, it sounds like the Turnpike Commissioner PennDOT at that point. We didn't alert you that
I didn't have a roller to slap your hand, so.
What did you want to let people know before we run out of time?
Also, I am really focused on making sure that our tax dollars are invested in the right place so that we gain the most interest on the money that we have.
Are there wrong places to invest? I'm not being a smart aleck.
Yes,
Are there wrong
some,
places?
There are, we have over 100 bank accounts,
100.
more than 100. And we
The
bank.
county
Mhm.
has more than 100 bank accounts.
Yes. And there's reasons for that. There are different grant programs that have to be siloed. There are different departments that can't be in the mix. We have the jail, the CYS, the Office on Aging, mental
Right.
health, Parks and Recreation. So if you buy a pavilion and rent it for your birthday, you're not going to put it in the same account as the jail.
Correct.
So
Well, I mean,
there's reasons for that.
But
It's not-
100.
Yeah, so I make sure that I transfer as much money I can over to a bank account that's earning the most interest. Right now, I am almost to $500,000 in interest alone this year, which is huge.
Was that something that was getting done before? Because again, that sounds like free money.
It wasn't a focus
Okay.
of
That sounds
So,
like
was-
free money.
Now it's a very
Now where does that money go?
into the general fund.
General
so if
fund,
we need
okay.
we need another car for the jail, we need a pavilion's fallen down, we need a new pavilion, new tennis courts down in Brady's Run,
Okay.
things like that. Yeah, from the general fund.
You're smiling. I think you're very proud of that. You should
I
be.
am. I really am.
That's free money for the county.
Yeah, and to me that's the job that you're paying me to do,
Okay.
and that's why I take a lot of pride in it. Yeah.
Gonna run for commissioner?
So let's talk about the Pooch Parade.
Sure, the Pooch Parade. Let's change the subject in the last minute and a half. Go
at
ahead,
Brush
Sandie.
Creek Park. It is, let me see, the 23rd of October at Brush Creek Park from 1 to 3, and it's back by the covered bridge. You come dress up your dog, and we'll do a parade, and we'll give prizes. There's a food truck. There's music. There's going to be some booths this year. So, yeah. Last year, it was a group of girls, probably 5 or 6 of them. They were all dressed up in Star Wars, and their dogs were like R2-D2 and all that. They're the ones that won last year.
And
It
this,
was great.
And this is helping what organization?
The Humane Society. All donations go to the Humane Society.
Okay.
And it is to raise awareness to make sure that you have your dog license. So please do not show up without your dog license.
You don't
But
wanna-
if-
you
but
don't-
if you do, I will sell you one on the spot.
Okay,
But
so
everybody has to have one.
so you can show up but with a bootleg dog, but
That's
you're
right.
not leaving with the bootleg dog.
Right. Right.
And they can be dressed up however. I think society could be divided very simply with that. Are you the type of person that dresses up your pet or are you not?
You know what? I do have outfits for mine, but I don't normally put them on, because
Well,
they look miserable. They just sit there and look at me like, really? Really? But
You're gonna have
my
them dressed
little
up for
ones
this.
yeah, they will. They will.
Explain this is
Yeah.
helping your brothers and sisters. Put the hat on.
And if you're going to come, call our office, register. It's $10 per dog, $1 per person. All donations go to the Humane Society. It's not me, not.
You're not
and
paying
we're gonna
taxes
have-
with it.
We're going to have fun. Yeah.
And it's October 23rd?
Yes. It's
Okay.
a Sunday.
All right. Anything else that we didn't cover?
I think I ran through a lot here in the last 15 minutes. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Give people the phone number to get in touch with you in case they have
Mm.
questions, because we talked some about technology and QR codes and ways to save money if you understand
Right.
how they work.
724
Yeah.
770 4543.
Sandie Egley, Beaver County Treasurer, has been my guest on Teleforum. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
I'll
anytime.
come back and give you a figure of how much interest we've made after the full year.
That's
So-
okay. Over $500,000 in what
When
amount
you-
of time
That's for the year.
for the year?
For the year. We're making money off of
Money.
money. Yes.
You're making it's like the old TV commercial. Making your money's
What
earning
my
money.
goal is to sometime in the near future, I'm hoping that
Mhm.
we can reduce the taxes, the amount of mills that we're charging per.
It sounds like an election platform idea.
Huh.
Sandie Egley has been my guest. She ain't fessing up to nothing, so we'll get her back. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Live music.
Caught me there.
Was that okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Get everything in, get the silliness, and